It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, he is back.
That music, great.
With deep thoughts about a deep film. This film looks great.
I feel like you deserve a hammer whenever that music comes on, like a big Thor hammer.
A giant battle axe
I should
or
be in
something like that.
spandex with a cape.
Every day from now on, you're going to be in spandex. That's just the rule, embodying the movie that you're talking
Let's
about.
embody memory, please. No one
All right, so this is fantastic. We've got Liam Neeson doing something, as you've kind of highlighted, something that he loves. You've shown how invested he still is in the acting process, but this isn't taken. This is something else, and he's joined by some amazing co-stars in this. Guy Pearce.
A good point to talk about is that you can talk about the way I did, sort of tongue-in-cheek in the interview, a Liam Neeson movie.
Yeah.
I said to him what we clipped out before is that, couples will look at each other these days and go, you're in the mood for a Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's like it's a phenomenon
It's
of
a genre,
its own.
yeah, 100%.
That said, though, this movie, as you said, is an ensemble of really, really impressive people, including newcomers who I found really impressive. I'll talk a bit more about them next week, actually, with the director, but the next interview is Monica Bellucci. However, let's talk about that cast. Before we talk about Monica Bellucci, Guy Pearce, who we mentioned a couple of times already. Isn't this dude so underused, man? Last thing that South Africans you might remember him in is Prometheus. The very first thing you might have seen him in was Christopher Nolan's first movie, Memento, which is much similar to Memory. A guy who's losing his grasp on reality. He has notes tattooed to himself about who to trust, who not to trust, and this enters into the premise here very similarly. Not in a way that it feels stolen or anything like that, but Guy Pearce is a really, very, very good actor and a big Hollywood to keep an eye on the man.
Is he a bad guy or a good guy?
He's the FBI agent, good question, thank you, who is wondering whether he should help Liam Neeson, who's trying to clean house on the bad guys, or whether he should nab him as an arrest, similar to the Boondock Saints kind of story, the foe chasing whether these are bad guys, good guys, who knows. So that's just a bit more of an expansion memory on Guy Pearce. Harold Torres, no one knows who that dude is, but what an amazing newcomer, and I hope that he's got a bright future ahead of him too. So they're great new names, great old names. There he is, Guy Pearce. And one of the old names, and I'll say old boldly, without shame, is Monica Bellucci, because she is a lady who does not care about the sign, the thing hanging around her neck of age, of seniority.
Clearly,
Very impressively, does not give a darn about that kind of stuff. Beauty, it's
she is gorgeous, but she's just got gravitas. She's got that.
An aura, and you're going to watch a brown man suppress blushing when he talks to her in the interview. But somehow I managed to pull that off, but totally an aura about her too. And so we dig into these questions about, what does she represent as the villain in Memory, and how is she not ashamed of taking those dark paths? How about we have a look at JP talking to Monica Bellucci for Memory.
JP Sebastian, and I'm here for Expresso on SABC3 in South Africa.
Hello.
It's really an honor to be speaking with you. Thank you very much. Let me be the 200th person today to tell you that you're iconic all over the world. But I don't think that the first thing people think about with Monica Bellucci is that you're the bad guy, that you're the villainess. What is it like slipping into that role in Memory?
But this character was so interesting for me because she's really an antagonist. Because Davana Selman is the CEO of a hedge fund which invests in many different businesses, and she asked her lawyer to hire a hitman to kill the witnesses that can prove that her son is a sexual deviant. And she doesn't want this information to come out in order to protect her son, but also herself and her business. And throughout the film, everything points that her son is guilty, but she remains untouchable. So for some aspects, she's a monster, but in others, she's a human being. And playing this duality is what interested me.
I think that's probably a different direction than I think the director, Martin Campbell, said. She's irredeemable, but to you, she's still your character and you molded her in certain ways.
Yeah. And with this character, I wanted to break the mold in which I have been cast many times. So I gained some weight, the makeup, everything helped to create a character totally new for me.
For you, you really don't seem to mind taking interesting, challenging roles like this. You don't flinch from that kind of stuff. Do you go look for a script like a Memory?
And the film touches very important, deep subjects, even though it's just a movie. And as a character, I'm looking for challenges. I'm looking for the complexity. As an actor, you know, you're looking for experiences that give you the possibility to be a better actor.
And I really think Martin Campbell sort of flips the script on what people think Monica Bellucci is. He flips the script on what people think Liam Neeson is. And I hope actually to see you as a bad guy in more movies going into the future, because it's very interesting what you do. Thank you very much, Monica.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Do you see how I moved to the edge? I'm literally sitting on the front of my seat. You did that to me, man. Was that more nerve-wracking, satisfying? How did you feel about that one, man?
Can someone please tell me not to be sitting there in my underpants, in my pajamas, when this lady... She's basically like it.
Oh, man. We will sit in stunned silence. Absolutely beautiful stuff. And you can catch Memory in New Metro starting today. It looks like a Liam Neeson classic. I flipped the script for the Liam Neeson genre, if you will. But go and see it for yourself. This man absolutely loved it. And the time he spent with the actors, I think you too will.